Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 24-1 worksheet. All right, solve each equation. Main goal on this whole worksheet here is to try to get these base numbers the same. Once these base numbers here are the same, we can cross those base numbers out and solve for whatever we have left. So we got negative 3a minus 2 equals 2a. Add 3a to both sides. Good old algebra here. Negative 2 equals 5a. Divide both sides by 5 and we get a is negative 0.4 or negative 2/5, whichever one you want. Either one of those is fine. All right. 4 to the negative 2k equals 64. Now, these base numbers are not the same. I usually like to look at the smaller of the two. So 4 is smaller than 64. I'm going to try to make this 64 into some kind of power of 4. So I've got 4 to the negative 2k, and then 64. We bring out our handy dandy calculator here. We can do 4 times 4 is 16. Multiply that by another 4, and that is 64. So that means 64 is 4 to the 1 to third power. Okay, now that the bases are the same, we get rid of those. Negative 2k equals 3 divided by negative 2, and we get k equals negative 1.5, or negative 3/2 is fine too. Okay, 5. We've got 5 and 625. So let's see if we can't write 625 as a power of 5. So we do 5 times 5 is 25, times another 5 is 125, times another 5 is 625. So once I get the right number, I just go back and count the number of 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 5 to the 4th. 5 to the k plus 2 equals 5 to the 4th. Those bases are the same now, so we get k plus 2 equals 4. Add 2 to both sides. Sorry, subtract 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. That's a 2. And we get k equals 2. Okay. Number 7. Now, we've got one of the base numbers is in the numerator and the other one is in the denominator. So we can do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to just get these two numbers to look the same. So I'm hoping that we got 2 to the negative 2n equals 1 over this 32 should turn into 2 to some power. So we simply go 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is, oops, not times 4, sorry. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 more is 8, times 2 more is 16, times 2 more is 32. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 2 to the 5th. Okay, so we got both of the base numbers the same, but the problem is this one's in the denominator, that one's in the numerator. So we got to move them so that they're in the same spot. So I'm going to move, I always like to move everything up to the the numerator. So we leave that as 2 to the negative 2n. And then this 2 to the positive 5th on the bottom, when we move it to the top, the exponent changes sign. So it's positive 5 down there, so it's going to turn into negative 5. So now these bases are the same, so we get negative 2n equals negative 5. Divide both sides by negative 2. And we get n equals 5/2, which is 2.5. Okay. All right, number 9. We've got 4 and we've got 64. So let's turn that 64 into a power of 4. 4 times 4 is 16, times another 4 is 64. Just like what we did up here. So that is 4 to the 3rd here. And that's 1 over 4 all to the x, and I'm going to do this 4 to the 1st, because really I'm going to move both of these up to the top. Okay, so this 4 to the 1st goes to the top, 4 to the 3rd goes to the top, and that turns into 4 to the negative 1st to the x, and then this is 4 to the negative 3rd. Okay, when you have a power raised to a power, you multiply these two, so negative 1 times x is 4 to the negative x equals 4 to the negative 3rd. So these 4's are gone. So negative x equals negative 3. So that means positive x is going to equal positive 3. Okay? Okay, that's all the odds for the 24-1 worksheet. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.